Hey everybody, and welcome in. I'm at Appling Lake. Just getting started. I'm going to wait for some folks to come in. While I'm doing that, I got 2 salted shrimp I'm going to throw out. And these are literally tail on. These were peeled, but I would have just assumed they've not been. From like Walmart's frozen section. And thawed them out, drained them, dried them off as much as I could with paper towels after they were thoroughly thawed. So as you know, shrimp are very soft after they've been frozen, and well, even after they haven't been frozen. So the salt does 2 things. One, it preserves the bait, much like people did before we had refrigeration and freezing in homes. You know, all the old salt cured meats, same idea here. And I mean, you cover every bit of it. In the salt. I mean, bottom to top, fully covered, whole 9 yards, right? And what that does is the salt absorbs the moisture. You don't want to put a lid on it because the moisture still needs to get out of the salt once it's in it. And I just put it in the refrigerator for, I don't know, it's been in there for a few weeks. But, you know, you just want to keep it from spoiling before the salt gets in and does its job. Hey, 351 Cleveland. Can you hear me okay, brother? Let me know if there's wind noise other than my huffing and puffing, because I do love the huffing and puffing. So we have 2 salted shrimp out now. I've got 2 that I've not put out yet, and I've got night crawlers that I'm about to start playing. Go find some sunfish for bait. Hey, Jamaican, sure. Thanks, 351. 351, are you Ernest? No, that's River Rat. I can never keep anybody's real names together, but I try to. I fail miserably. See, Jamaican sure is easy. That's Jerry. And one of the things that I hate when I watch videos is people go, oh, well, you just do this, and they don't show it. I'm going to show you. Your basic night crawler, nothing exciting. So off of one end, I'm going to take, when he's extended like this, maybe an inch. And I use my bait shears to cut him because I don't have fingernails, at least not decent ones. And therefore, if I try to pinch him, all it does is squeezes all his juices out and makes him a flat, empty bait. So I'm putting this on a, what is this? I don't know, it's whatever trout magnet sells. I think they're like 1/64th of an ounce. And this is just a trout magnet jig head. I'll show that to you. There it is. I mean, it's tiny, right? I mean, the hook is either number 8 or number 10. It's a small little hook. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into these rocks right here. It's a little murky, but they've got rocks all around the edge for, I guess, erosion control or whatever. If you drop this down there, at least when the water temperature is high enough, there will be little green sunfish all up in here. And you kind of want to drop it right close to the edge of the rock, so it goes down into an area where they can't see me. I do see some little bitty minnows, but that's not going to help me, even with this small of a hook. I mean, I just let it drop, wait about 2 seconds. If something doesn't hit it, because green sunfish are extremely aggressive. If nothing hits it, then I just pull it up and try another hole between rocks. This one's got a guy. There he is. that's why I'm using such a small hook, because green sunfish are from this year's brood. And this, when he stops, it's going to find his way onto a hook. I do have several reels mentioned in the about section, and those are affiliate links to Amazon. If you want to buy one, I would love it if you use my link. It'll help me out, and probably earn me 27 cents, but it's 27 cents more than I have now. But if you can find a better price somewhere else, buy from them. I promise you, the difference in what I'm going to make off Amazon versus you finding it somewhere else cheaper, well, I'd rather you save money than me have a little extra, right? So the reels I'm using today are a couple of 20-year-old Abu Garcia 5600 S's, or maybe they're C's, I forget. Anyways, they're the 3+1 version, and I like them because they have thumb bars. Of course, being a 5600, it does not hold as much line as a 6500. So I do this with my smaller rig. So, this is a park pond. There is nothing in here bigger than 4 or 5 pounds unless somebody put it here. These are stocked every now and then. I think it's usually once a year. They have a kids fishing rodeo. So they stock it for that, and they close the park to fishermen for fishing, until that event happens. Gives them a couple of weeks to get acclimated to their new home. Okay, so the two left reels, the first and third, those are the Abu Garcia 5600. And then I've got the PC Fun Chaos XS on one, which is this rod number 4. And I have a Abu Garcia Catfish Special on rod number 2 from left to right. So now we got 2 salted shrimp out and 2 live baby green sunfish. Give me a moment, get my other phone hooked up, and I can see what's going on in chat. Nope. Set up Do Not Disturb real quick. Should have done it already. There's no interwebs. How is that possible? Well, somehow it found itself in airplane mode. There we go. Okay. Now I'm back. Okay. Now I'm back. Sorry, echo's turned off. Feels good. Looking like a champ. I don't know what channel you're watching, Jerry. It's a number 1, just like me, Mike. Very good, Scotty. Good job, good job. Well, now it says I only have 2 people watching and 2 thumbs up, so I'll give myself one. That's how bad this is. Okay. So these rods, they don't make them anymore. So I guess I should, for anybody who doesn't know my style, as if I have one, I try to be a budget fisherman. Now, you've heard some of the equipment I'm using, and you're like, budget my eyeballs. Okay. My best advice to anyone is to download an application called Slick Deals. It's also available on the web at slickdeals.net. Search for fishing and add an alert and set it for 0 thumbs up required. And that way you will get a push notification to your phone anytime something that has the fishing tag is posted. I tell you that because those 6,500 catfish specials, which only go for $150, I got them for somewhere between 50 and 60. Oop, one of them just had a little click, 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 not a pull. I don't know what it sounded like. Anyway, and those PC funds can be had for 50, 60 bucks, sometimes in the mid 40s. If you go to PC Fund's website, piscifun.com, the code PIS20 has always worked. If not, then PIS18. Yeah, I'd love to have a referral code and all that kind of stuff, but I actually save more money by using their own coupons or their own codes than by using an affiliate's link. So, the rods are all Cast King Cattex. They don't make them anymore. I got them on clearance for 50 bucks a piece. They were $100 a piece roughly. They're not worth it in my opinion, but they're a nice medium power, excuse me, rod for catfishing. It's got good eyes on it, and it does have the plastic, nylon, carbon, whatever, reel seat, but they have the cork grips, and I was a big fan of cork for a long time. It took me a while to get into the EVA foam because back when I was a kid, they did sell rods with foam grips, but they were very weak and squishy. If that makes any sense. I mean, you could wear one off real quick. So I didn't trust EVA foam for a long time. Jerry just did the video on lure setup. Cool. I'll have to make sure I watch that. So while some of my equipment is not budget friendly, it was bought on budget. You'll see me using Spin Fisher reels sometimes out on the coast, and I got those for $130 for the combos. Some of them I got for $100 for the combo, and that's usually a reel that's over 200 by itself. So I look for deals like that, and I am fortunate enough, and I know not everyone is, and there were many times in my life when I didn't and couldn't, but I'm fortunate enough to not live paycheck to paycheck. So, you know, if I want to go spend $400 or $500 on equipment, I can do it. But again, it has to be a good sale, right? And that's how you save the money. The old adage, you know, you have to have money to borrow money. It's kind of the same thing. You got to have some money squirreled away so that when the deals pop up, you can take advantage of them. Jerry, the 3000 series of which reel? One of their spinning reels? I don't throw a 3000 size bait caster, but oh yeah, they're the Alios, the 300. I have a couple of the Alios 400s and a couple of Alios 300s. The Alios 400s are going to go with me next time I go down to the Gulf. And whatever keeps breaking me off is going to meet me, one way or the other. Because I've got them on stiff rods. I've got them, I don't know, 65-pound braid. I don't know what I use for the leader, probably 80-pound. But yeah, my full intention is to drag in whatever broke me off of the 30-pound line, 30 and 40-pound line, actually. But anyway, while I'm talking about equipment, I'll just throw this out there. So Shimano and Daiwa are two of the top brands in fishing reels, especially spinning reels. Shimano has, I think, a better reputation for following something in the bait casters. Not that I've ever had a problem out of a Daiwa bait caster. It's just that the Corrado series was such a good reel that I had no reason to look elsewhere, right? Again, on sale. As far as spinning reels go, and this is probably the stupidest statement I could make as to why I prefer Daiwa over Shimano, because I have a Shimano Stratic from 20 years ago, and somehow the main shaft got bent. And Shimano doesn't sell replacement parts, because that was always the story, right? You could buy Shimano and Daiwa and Penn and anyway, other brands. Because, oh, yeah, make parts for those forever. I have parts for interchangeable. Yeah. Well, it's unrealistic to expect a company to stock parts from 20 years ago. I get that. But that whole beating your chest and, you can always get fine parts isn't the case. I also find Shimano to be a more expensive reel in general than Daiwa for the same quality. And since I brought up spinning reels, if you're looking for a small, inexpensive, ultralight reel, and I just said Shimano is not my first choice. Shimano is my first choice on that, and that is the Sienna. Now, it's a plastic body reel, all that kind of stuff. It's $30 reel, right? But you get that in a size 1000. Skip the 500s. It's so small that you get so much line twist because of the diameter of the spool. So go to the 1000, even if you have to use a little extra light on it. Now that's in the $30 category. If you want to get up into the $60 category, I really like the Daiwa Regal LT. 10 plus 1 ball bearings, or something, maybe it's 9 plus 1, I don't know. More ball bearings than I could count on some of my fingers. Very smooth. I like everything about it, except it's a deep spool reel. So if you get a 1000, it's going to hold a lot of line. You have to use like 4 pound. I wish they made it with a normal spool or even a shallow spool, but they don't. Not in the US anymore. That's my one gripe on that, is I waste too much line. But, when it gets down to it, once you rip off enough that you need to start respooling, then you could just tie on from there and kind of leave your backer in place all the time. I don't know. That's me just yammering. Fat Cat, bro, you don't ever have to worry about me. I take almost everything as a joke. 98% of what comes out of my mouth is a joke. Sometimes it's hard for people to tell when I'm serious, but I promise you, when I'm serious, you'll know. Because it usually starts with the F word. So the Daiwa BG series is excellent. People love the Daiwa BG series. My issue with, let's see, this is going to be a hard statement to make because I've never used the Daiwa BG, right? I found the spin fishers on sale, and I had done my research on what I wanted because I like the idea of internal seals to keep water out of the reel, especially salt water. So the Penn spin fishers are saltwater reels. There's no two questions about it. Penn Pursuits, I've got some of those. Those are also saltwater. Daiwa BG is a saltwater reel. The Daiwa BG uses hydrophobic grease or something like that. Yes, fishing, that's the one. So instead of having a physical rubber seal or latex or whatever seal, it uses a special type of grease. Well, so the problem is when you go to service your reels and you clean them up and you put new grease on them, well, you need this special grease. I wish I could talk to a reel engineer because I don't have an answer to this. It's always bothered me. Why not just seal the internal components completely? So if water can't get out, oil can't, or water can't get in, oil can't get out, right? And just use an oil bath for the gears. Yes, I realize we normally grease the gears, but the rear end and the pickup is gear oil. It's heavy oil, but it's still oil. The consistency of it is take those in chocolate milk. I don't even know how that makes sense. But oh well. Anyway, there's my ramblings on spinning reels. For anybody that's interested in going to the coast, right? Going saltwater fishing. I watched all the channels down from Pensacola because that's where I fish when I go down there. And everybody's using 6,500 size reels. A 4,500 for surf fishing is enough 93.814% of the time. I know that because I just made that number up. If you get on something that is truly going to spool you, then yeah, you get a 6,500 would be important. But a 4,500 with 30-pound braid is going to hold a lot of line. So I got the 6,500s because I listened to the experts and kind of regret it a little bit. I've got some Pursuit 4000s. I mean, for heavy surf fishing, you know, surf fishing is like this, right? Well, pompano fishing. You bait your crap, you throw it out there, you put it in a rod holder, and you wait. So it doesn't matter. The real weight isn't that important or that much of a problem, I guess I should say. But yeah, if you're going to use one for throwing spoons and stuff, definitely get down to the 4,000, 4,500. Even a 3,000 in a lot of cases will work just fine. So not a lot of people talking, and I really, you know, I depend on you guys to drive some conversation here. I mean, what if all of my lines got hit at once and I actually had to walk away and I couldn't answer everything and just ramble on about useless information? Exactly. Yeah, y'all should have seen that. Something attacked something. That was useful. I'm glad I gave you that information. But looked like something was chasing a few bait fish right there. So the reason I'm where I am. Sorry, I needed some water. So we'll take a quick look. So we're going. That's where drainage water comes into the pond. All the way down to that end, then over to the left side, and then back up. You can't see it, so it doesn't matter, but over there is the spillway to let water out. So here I can hit shallow water to fairly deep water. Fairly deep. They said they did a survey and the deepest spot was 7.7 feet with average of 7 feet. Yeah, that's true, Fat Cat. I wish I had more people that watched me, but you know, I know the secrets to that. And one of those secrets is to post content. I know, right? It's like I'm a rocket scientist. Except that I'm too lazy to post content. So I'm just going to take this little worm piece and throw it out there a little bit. Oh, that's me. So the rocks only go out, best I could tell, about 3 or 4 feet all around the edges. And then I think it's pretty much a dust bowl in the center. It's, you know, a man-made dug lake where, you know, it was for a park, and they didn't really they went for the aesthetics, not the fishability. So it's not very deep. And it does get a lot of fishing pressure. And the reason for that is I'm in a suburb of Memphis. And the closest suburb to Memphis on the south side, east side, not south side, north side and east side. So Memphis doesn't allow fishing in their city parks. So people that live in the city of Memphis that want to go fishing, a lot of them will come out here to Bartlett, they'll go out to Collierville, they'll go to Arlington, Lakeland, any of these suburbs that have parks that allow fishing. So, you know, Bartlett residents pay for the stocking and the upkeep of the park that is used by people from another area. And that's not bad, right? Because, you know, there are parks in Memphis that we go to and and use. You know, Memphis in May is a city park, as an example. But I just wish Memphis would make their parks more usable for anglers. Memphis politics are pretty screwed up anyway, so it is what it is. Bartlett is also a safe suburb of Memphis, and the areas that surround us are not terribly safe, or don't have the stereotype of being safe, put it like that. So, you know, people who want to run and stuff, they'll come to our parks and do that. Yeah, I had one, but he fell off. Just a little one. I don't know why I'm catching the little ones right now, because neither bait is paying off for me. I was really hoping that the shrimp would do some magic out here, because, you know, match the hatch and everything. All of the saltwater shrimp that are in this freshwater pond, I'm sure there's zeros and zeros of them. That was me again. So something just kind of jumped over where I cast it to. At least close enough to it. We'll see if anything wants a little worm for breakfast. Thinking about reeling in one of these shrimp rods and putting a night crawler on in addition to the shrimp. But I thought the salt would attract the fish some. But mostly the salting was just to toughen up the bait. And it did a fabulous job of tightening up the bait. Come on, buddy. Get out of the grass. Yep, I can't find him. He dropped into the grass and then buried himself in it. What's going on here? Oh, that's what's going on. Ouch! Never ceases to amaze me how quickly line can get tangled in another rod. I'll take the rest of that night crawler I snipped off earlier and put him on with this shrimp, see what happens. Well, I have no shrimp left, so that's a good sign. Or it's a sign anyway. So that may have been the one that got the little hit earlier. So there's one with salted shrimp. I mean, it's, oh, and use non-iodized salt if you do this. Iodine is not good for fish. So just buy non-iodized salt if you're going to salt your shrimp. I mean, look at how hard this is to get through. That's, and there's no shell on that. I'll check this one since I had action on that one. No, that one's still on. Sorry, I put my other phone in my pocket. And that never does good for keeping the stream running. Let's see. Catching up on track or on chat. Hey, PMB Paul, good to see you. Hey, Gig, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, that was me walking under my own rod because I was down fishing with the bait rod, and I hit it with the bait rod a couple times. No, there's no reason for anybody walking under my rods here. There's a walking track that goes around the park, and it's on two sides of the lake. So the side that you can see straight ahead of the rods, and the back side, and it actually comes up. Actually, let's take up three sides. So this is the one shoreline that doesn't have a sidewalk here. This is, so you know, I can cast and I don't have to worry about somebody running behind me, that kind of stuff. Now in the surf, people do walk under your lines, but there's a reason behind that. So you've got the soft sand, which is where people set up their rods and such, and the rod holders. And then there's usually a shelf, but not always. And then there's the hard pack, which is the wet sand where the surf comes in and keeps it wet, packed, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a much firmer area. So, you know, as a way for everybody to peacefully coexist, the anglers move off of that hard pack area because that's the most desirable area if you're going to be moving around. That's what you want to travel on. So they use, you know, usually minimum of 8 foot, usually closer to 10 to 12 foot rods. And then they've got the sand spikes, which put them 2.5, 3 feet in the air anyway. So, you know, you've got 10 to 13 feet above the soft sand is where the line is going to start coming down and into the water. So there's plenty of angle for them to get under without interfering with anything. Hey, Chucky, good to see you, man. No, I'm not Ninja Maniac spot. I'm down in Tennessee. And Fat Cat, no, I rarely get to fish saltwater. But when I do go down there, I tend to go live a lot. My future father-in-law, for I guess is the best way to call him, he has an older house on the beach down there, of the beach of the Intercoastal. So you got the Intercoastal, then you got the Boundary Island kind of stuff, and that's where the surf comes in. It's just Boundary Island. But then there's a protected area, which is good for shipping because it's not too deep, but they also keep it dredged out so it's not too shallow, and they have a defined channel in there, and that way you can travel along the coastline without having to deal with ocean waves, at least to an extent. Anyway, so he's got a dock out there, boat dock, boat house, whatever you call it, covered boat dock, yeah, something like that. And that's where I fish from. So I'm good 20 feet from shore on that platform, and actually probably 30 or 40 feet, but anyway, and then I cast out the end of that. The problem is the Intercoastal doesn't have a lot of structure in it, a lot of cover. Well, park ponds all kind of look alike. Gig, that is so rude. Yes, I know NJ Fishing Maniac catches a lot of bullheads. Got it, fine. Happy birthday to you. Also catches carp. But these are Tennessee catfish, and they're special. Maybe not. Fat Cat, you can be poor in fish. The problem is poor anglers don't spend a lot of money on fishing equipment, and therefore the pros, who are paid to push products, don't use the cheap stuff unless they put their name on it. But a Kevin Van Dam sinker is not any better than or treble hook or whatever. It's not any better than a different treble hook that Kevin Van Dam did inside of his name to. They're all about pushing expensive big lures and high-end equipment and $80,000 boats and $80,000 trucks, and the cost per pound when you start fishing professionally is extremely high because you got so much sunk money into equipment. There is nothing I'm doing here that you couldn't do with a Zebco 33 or even a 202. You put bait on, you throw it out there, and you wait for something to do something about it. That's all there's to it. We make it harder than it has to be, and I fished bass tournaments for a while, and I enjoyed it. But it's kind of what brought me back to panfish and catfish is, catfish, you don't need a lot of expensive anything. You don't need sinker slides and dragon weights and a bunch of little spinny pretty things that make noise. I'm in a park pond, okay? If I put a rattle in there, it's not going to make any noise. The water's not moving. What's the point? It adds some color, but then what does that do? That just gives the fish something else to try to eat that isn't what I want it to eat. So there you go. And pan fishing, we all started out fishing cheap. At least I think we all did. I go by my own experience. I was fortunate enough. I grew up on a farm. I had a farm pond. Hooks, bobbers, split shot sinkers, and worms. Or chicken livers. Right? That was all I needed. A 404 is better than a 202. And I upgraded when I was a kid from 202s to 404s because the 202s rattled too much. So what am I using for bait? I've got on the left rod, I've got salted shrimp and a night crawler. On the second rod, I've got salted shrimp, and on the third and fourth rods, I have a live 2-inch maybe green sunfish. Scotty, chicken livers in stock ponds are awesome bait for catfish. When I first started catfishing again, I was like, none of these people use chicken livers, and I realized the difference. Moving water. You know, if you're in a pond like this, as long as the chicken liver stays on your hook till it hits the water, you don't have to worry about it disappearing on its own. You know, but tried fishing chicken liver in the Mississippi and the current a darn thing off. What do we have here? Well, it's like an NJ Fishing Maniac Live, except no fish. No bullheads either, so you know there is that. And it's really annoying me that there's something out there chasing bait fish and doesn't like any of my baits. Oh, well, you get what you get, right? If I had any sense, I'd reel up one of my sunfish and put it closer over here where they're chasing bait. Ooh. He doesn't bend that way. Who knew? Let's see if I can do this without cooking the camera. Perfect. Oh, and the bait fish even jumped when it hit. Yay me. Go ahead and pull this other green in and do the same thing. Is he not moving? I gotta find a better place to hook these green sunfish. They don't seem to like where they're getting. That was a very odd cast, but yeah, it did what it needed to do. So I talked earlier about bait casters that I like and went over those. Some of the features I look for in a bait caster. Now again, this is for catfish. You've got either a double paddle handle or a single power handle. I like the singles better. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've got better torque with them. Just put it like that. Oh, nope, no golf course, no golfers in sight. I'm not actually sticking them near the anal fin. I used to do that, or not near the anal fin, but like kind of towards the back of the dorsal fin, and they weren't surviving. So I started going in the meaty part of the shoulders today, and I didn't do anything either. We'll see how it goes. I feel like I kind of need to add Cat as a moderator because I keep trying to move into their guest room, and Gig won't let me. Something about me being an unwashed, unclean heathen. I don't know. Words. I don't know if y'all could tell or not. I just realized that the two old 5600s, they have 17-pound mono in them, green color, like invisible green kind of stuff. The other two have high vis, so if you only see two lines, that's why. The other two are actually in the water. They're just some old iron silver thread line I had. Yeah, there's nothing like fishing something close to the house. When I lived in North Dallas, I was 20 to 30 minutes from 1, 2, 3 lakes, 3 watershed lakes. And I had another one that was probably 10 or 15 minutes out of that, and then still had several more lakes. And I mean good size boating lakes, right? Full speed boating lakes. But in Memphis, because our water comes out of the sand aquifer underground, we don't have those big water holding, drinking water holding tanks like Dallas had. So we've got Park Lakes, we've got the Mississippi River, and then we've got a couple of flooded lakes that the TAWRA has. And I don't really have much of anything to pull the boat with, so it usually stays locked up, or in the garage, I should say. Okay. Yeah, the stealth green, I don't remember what it's called, moss green. That was back from my bass fishing days, and back when I didn't need glasses. Tell you what, these high vis line is as awesome as you get older. I always had great vision until I didn't. Gig, I try to offer educational information as well. I realize it's stuff that most of you guys already know like the back of your hand. But if I can help somebody get into fishing or find good equipment for a reasonable price, I mean, I'm all for it. Honestly, one of the downsides of fishing like this is it's kind of boring. And then you go live, you got people you can talk to. It's a win-win for everybody. And if the fish come out, even better. I'm honestly surprised by how few fish I've caught out of here. It's overfished, I know it, but there have to be a good number of catfish in here, and I don't know where they're hiding. And a lot of the lake is not accessible for live streaming because you got the sidewalk so close to the lake. You need a decent area to live stream in. Just in case anybody doesn't know who Chunky Catfish is, Chunky's a guy that fishes out of DC area. He used to be big on YouTube and then went over to TikTok, following the money, and I don't begrudge him that a bit. But he's the first person that I know of that went into high vis everything. I mean, it was like watching a carnival when he was out. He had black lights, he had rotating lights, he had he put on a light show. while he was fishing. And there were so many people that joined the streams regularly that, you know, you kind of became familiar with. We all talked amongst ourselves, but, you know, Chunky would sit there and he actually would sit, he'd have the camera, he would have the, how do I say this? So the camera would be in front of him and he would be in front of the rods. So he's actually looking at the phone and the rods are behind him and he was watching his rods through the live stream itself. But, you know, and the Potomac River has some nice catfish in it, so it wasn't like he got skunked much, if any. But I've talked to other people, like, you know, if he catches fish, great. If not, nobody cares. We're all just having a good time. Hey, Peter. How you doing, darling? How did you not last long, Gig? Did you get kicked out, or I don't know? So, Gig, I know this makes no sense. That I go in everybody else's live stream and I'm a cut up weirdo idiot. But I take my own channel seriously. And I've even said as much that, you know, it's my escape from reality to get on other people's live streams. I can talk, I can joke, I can do all kinds of stuff, right? But I try to keep it very family friendly as much as possible. I don't know why you would have gotten timed out, Gig. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. And unless one of the mods didn't like you, in which case, that's why I'm very careful about who I make as mods, because, you know, I want to respect the people that I know well and all that, but you know, you're giving them the keys to your house, and you know, you get somebody that's ticked off and they can just go start knocking people out just for fun. You know what, Elise? I mean, let's be honest here. My face is not that attractive. I scare lots of people. Y'all should be used to it. Oh, I was fine in Chunky's lives. I was a regular there. Him and Haz and all the old Potomac group. Yeah. It depends on, you know, you get it. When in Rome, right? And, you know, for any of you guys that do lives, if I ever get out of line, say so. I get it. I don't think I'm immune from getting my hand slapped. Ooh, my hottie girlfriend's here. I'll be back in a minute. She went running today and did, I don't know, 14 miles and then another 2. I think she said she was going to do for fun. She has an odd sense of what fun means. Hey, gorgeous. Yeah, you do have a chair in my car. She goes running and then comes out and fishes, and I'm sitting there going, I get winded just setting up the fishing rods. Yeah, we're definitely peas from different pods. She's been running so much, she has gotten down to a weight she hasn't seen since the 90s. What, gorgeous? Do what? Yeah, you. I am fabulous. Everybody doing great. Let's see.
What's up, gang?
Would you like them to hear you?
I don't care. Do they want to hear me? That's the
Whoops, got it.
better question. No.
I promise you they'd rather hear you than me. Plus, half of them think you don't exist and you just blow up love doll that they keep in my closet. See, I told you I get non-family friendly every now and then. Where's the...
I lost one of my ponytail covers on my room.
Oh, no.
It was right around 8 miles because, like, all of a sudden I had to come to school and then all of so I had to come up with a solution that didn't involve me stopping 6 miles. 8 miles to do a 16 miles.
Folks, I apologize if you hear any goofy sounds. I think I've got the second microphone muted. I'm just putting the dead cat on it. It just takes a little finagling. Okay. Turn on. And there's the button. There it is. Stuck back on it. There you go, babe. You stick it on your hat or something.
I see.
Doesn't matter which way it faces, it's a unidirectional. Okay, speak to the world.
Hello, everybody.
Let me know if y'all can hear her clear.
Or if I'm just mumbling because I'm tired.
No, she didn't run 8 miles, Chuck. She ran 14 plus another 2 just for giggles.
Yeah, I did 16 something.
Awesome. Thanks, Chuck. Yeah, she's got the Mamba coming up somewhere towards the end of this month, which is she's doing the 50K.
2 weeks from yesterday.
2 weeks from yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And I saw the race director when I was at about 14 miles. He was going out to measure the course again. 3 different types of GPS.
She did the 50K last year. It was her first time doing the 50K. They also have a 100K that starts like the night before the 50K.
And there's a 100-miler that starts the morning before that, which is just entirely too many laps.
That's entirely too many steps.
Oh yeah, I definitely hit my step goal today. I'm at 37,700 steps.
Fat cat, I'm with you, man. I told her I'd sign up for the 0K, which would basically just be a bar with alcohol. But after the Mamba, they have the local brewery has a 0.5K. I think I'm going to do that one.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Cat can make it to the laundry room and she's out of breath. Well, there you go. If you ever get my room ready and I move in with you and Billy, then I'll just give you more laundry to do. You're welcome. Exercise. I'm a good guy like that.
No. You gotta do your own.
Yeah, last year I was sitting at the finish line. I was like, well, let me go meet her. I'm seeing some people come in, and I made it about a mile in to the trail. What I'm figuring, it may have been way less than that. I was just anyway. And I meet her, and what I didn't think about is she's running a marathon, and I am limping like an idiot. So then we got behind some slow people, so it didn't matter anyway.
I was gonna say I was limping like an idiot by that point, and the people in front of us had that ultra. They've done too many miles. Lean. That one lady was barely upright.
what I thought was
Poor
being
thing.
romantic. I'm sitting there going, I'm just slowing her down. But, you know.
It was awesome.
Ooh, Kat, if you just cleaned up from your daughter having been there, then that means my guest room is now available. Elise, you're lucky to get in 5 to 10K a day. If we're talking about calories, I can do that. If we're talking about steps, no. If we're talking about actually kilometers, Last night when we went out to dance, they had a costume contest. I always want to dress up for the costume contest, or for the costume events, I should say. I know I didn't even enter the contest, but so I'm not the fuddy-duddy sticking out. She went to Spirit Halloween and got me a Bob Ross costume, which is basically the big fro and the beard. So I wore that last night.
It was a great costume. We should have gotten pictures. We got an F- on getting pictures.
Yeah, I did horrible in pictures.
Yeah, I did
she
too.
She dressed up as the camp counselor from camp, whatever it is.
Crystal Lake.
Camp Crystal Lake from Friday the 13th, I think.
It was a lot of fun. Oh, I have like dirt and leaves and stuff in my shoes and socks.
At least you walk around after your meals. Why would you do that?
It helps them.
I mean, usually I don't even take my plate into the kitchen. I'm that lazy. And you want to go out and like make steps and stuff intentionally?
Yeah, I was thinking
You're
about
just going to wear your body out. See?
No. I was thinking about doing that after I'm done with my events for the year, which I still have one more to sign up for. But just one.
You have no choice? Does your boyfriend stick a gun to your head and say, get out there and run or I'm going to get you? I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. Everybody has their own kinks. Well, moving those 2 green sunfish where I saw activity didn't really help any. Thinking that may have not been my finest moment. I don't have a lot of fine moments, so it's okay. Blood sugar, yeah. I'm a fat guy that doesn't have to deal with that, thank God. You feel like fat kid in gym class on here. Fat cat, you've seen me, bro. I am not. When I see a gym, I speed up so it doesn't suck me into its vortex. And by speed up, I mean hit the gas pedal because I ain't walking. Not permanent, huh? Yeah, temporary blood sugar issues. Now, I'll tell you, for those who don't know, and this was 60 pounds ago, lower, I had lost over 100 pounds on the keto diet. So I'm still 40 pounds in the red, or in the black. But anyway, I picked 60 of it back up. But my A1C dropped from actually diabetic levels, so it had never been as high as it was right before then, down into the mid-5s. So, an old pregnant lady. I don't know how to tell you this, but researchers have determined the cause of pregnancy.
It's kissing.
Like 60% of the cases, it's alcohol.
I thought it was kissing.
In 40% of the cases, it's mental. Yeah, I'm with you, fat cat. If you see me running, it's because my gun didn't fire. Even then, think I would just go, look, I'm going to save myself from being out of breath. Just
We got
steal all my shit and beat
snacks.
my ass right now. We might as well do it here than somewhere else. Kind of like, when a cop catches you, you feel like, if you admit to what you've done, then it's going to go a little easier on you. That's my theory there.
Yeah, I don't have to outrun the bear.
You sure are cute. You know that?
Why, thank you.
I just opened my eyes and you were there. I didn't have nothing to do with you getting cute.
Um,
I am proud to say her ex-husband is a damn idiot. I don't know why he let her go, but whatever. I mean, it may have been the foot shoved up his butt as he got kicked out the door, but whatever. I'm just saying. She's a pretty girl. She gets my humor.
Mostly.
You know when you feel like you've made a bad joke that just shouldn't get laughed at. She laughs at it, and then she makes those kind of jokes with me, so it all works out. Oh, fat cat. I've had rocks outrun me.
I was just proud I didn't fall today, so I had one close call. The joys of trail running.
Isn't it? Isn't the O supposed to be an A there, fat cat? F around? But then you can't use it because then it spells a bad word. Yeah, there you go. Oh, so cat, to move in, all I really have to do is just tell you I'm moving in or you have to run, and you go, fine, move in, I don't care. I did not sink like a rock, flipping myself into the water. Thank you so much. Sometimes I go through a day and I'm not reminded of that, and then I'll always get you guys to remind me I can't sit in a chair right.
Or kayak.
Love is a mini splinter. I hate you. Hot ex-girlfriend for sale.
I mean,
She already knows
comedy
what-
is
she already
just
knows what kind of
tragedy
ring she
plus
wants,
time,
so,
and
I
it's
mean-
been like a year and a half since the kayak incident, so that's been time.
Yes, I rocked and rolled right out of that chair is what I did. I just call it my version of rock and roll. I really thought actually being here would make the fish bite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that left
I
rod.
see a little turtle poking its head out way
Line
over
seems to be getting a
there.
little tighter. Or not as loose, but maybe I'm just wrong.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
the
saw some
turtle's
deer
all up in
today.
there. I can't even catch a turtle. I'm not even as good as Scotty.
Almost stepped on a turtle today. I'm glad I missed him.
Okay, Elise, head over ass. That's how I walk, is my head over my ass. So, I mean, head over ass is actually upright. Just saying. Tuck and roll. It reduces grass rash. Wow.
It's true. I use that a lot on trail falls.
My biggest concern was hitting my rod holders because they have a spike tip on them. And yeah, it would have impaled my skull if I'd hit it in my head the right way. Chuck, I haven't seen that turtle in over 30 years. So yeah, nothing new for me. Chuck, I go for reasonably family friendly. You know, if you're going to be family friendly, you can't restrict talking about intimacy, because without intimacy, you wouldn't have a family. So it works out. Oh, my problem is my ADHD, and I'll get focused on something, and she'll be talking to me while I'm focused on something else, and she'll get done with it, and I'm like, "What did you just say?"
And by then my ADD's moved
like,
on to
"Whatever it
something
was."
else. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's gone, whatever it was. Maybe the butterfly will come back around.
See, now if I move in with Kat and Billy, Billy goes shrimping, not the kind they do on Urban Dictionary, different kind of shrimp. And so I'm like, man, I could go out on a boat anytime I want. Yeah, I may not catch anything, but look at all the bait we'll have. Because I don't think Gig would leave me alone in his house with Kat. Because I'm such a handsome fella. Some might say gorgeous. I mean, some being smart people. Yes. And you know what's worse than shiny and worse than squirrels? A shiny squirrel.
Oh, there were so many squirrels today. And birds, lots of birds.
See, what I can't understand. A squirrel is officially just a tree rat, right? It's just a rat. But rats, you see them and you're like, that thing must die. You see a squirrel, like, ooh, cute, sort of.
You hadn't been chased by squirrels enough.
Billy, I was planning to be the anchor boy. That was about all I was going to do on the boat. Maybe, throw a rod out the back and troll. I know trolling from me. No one would expect a trolling from me. I don't know what kind of fish that was. It was one that doesn't like me and doesn't want to come visit. The weird part is I actually have method feeders, and I have pack bait at home that's been in the refrigerator for I don't want to tell you how long. It has not grown mold, so it's still good in my opinion. But I have yet to fish with it. And I know that at least a couple of years ago, there were at least a couple of koi in here, because people had, you know how people do. Oh, look, it's a pretty little goldfish. Oh, crap, it's too big. Yeah. Well, I do have. You know what, NJ? You ain't as dumb as I look. Be right back. I think I still have a can of corn in the trunk. I mean, who doesn't carry a can of corn in the trunk, right? What am I?
You got any other snacks? I'm hungry.
I do not have any other snacks, beautiful.
I think I got snacks in my car.
Let's see. We'll start in the bucket. Get crappie nibbles. It's not the bucket. There's some pliers. I don't need them. We got more pliers. I know it's good as it is. Okay, I officially have too much crap in here.
I sure do hope he has snacks.
A couple of minutes. Well, did not find my corn, but I did find something that can work as a snack for her depending on how hungry she is. Would you like some croutons?
That is a snack, I guess.
Huh?
I think I have something in my car. I just don't want to get up.
It's snacks for my salads. Or croutons for my salads. They eat salads when I'm on keto, and croutons are excellent.
Don't feed the blankety blank geese.
Not the world's best chum, and not where my actual lines are, but who cares, right? Hopefully all the ducks and geese will stay over there and not go, ooh, look, food. The ducks I don't care about. The geese I hate. There. Ooh, now we got busy. Let's see. What mental institution? It doesn't really matter which mental institution, they all are the same. So there's one time the boyfriend and I went out to do some clamming, right? We don't need to read the rest of this before it goes in here. Oh, okay. Well, he starts digging these things up. He's like, oh, look, baby lobster. He just stood there looking at him. Yep. Yeah. Babe, those are sand shrimp. Nice try. Ooh, ghost shrimp? We know those. Lake's full of carp, and I'm fishing for catfish. That does sound like me. Don't have any kernels. We're offshore. We drag the anchor behind us, and we don't pull it till we go home. Well, even better. I mean, and plus you got it on windlass and all that kind of stuff. So I don't actually have to drop the anchor or pull it up. Hey, John, boys, good to see you, my friend. Well, yeah, NJ, if I were carp fishing, I'm not doing that. Hello, Travis. Good to see you. Fat Cat, no, I do not use treble hooks. That's why I don't like using punch bait for catfish, because you need to use treble hooks with them. And if you're taking the fish home, that's not a problem, because they'll swallow the trebles or cut them up more than is necessary. But I try to keep single hooks whenever I can. You got some pretzel bites out of the oven that's calling your name. Well, have fun, at least. Good to see you. Let's see. Travis says, hey, Ashley.
Hey, Travis.
About to go in and have a steak. Oh, yeah, that's your Sunday routine, isn't it? Hope you and Sandy have fun, brother. Croutons are cubes of bread that have been dried and seasoned. No, Travis, Ashley should not pinch me. Hey, Cindy, good to see you.
Hey, Cindy.
Yeah, I keep threatening to get a couple of those Minn Kota power anchors, but they seem slow and they're really picky about having the right weight anchor on there for them to be useful. I don't know. plus they're like $400 or something, or maybe 200 a piece. I don't remember. I heard the little clicks,
Mm-hmm.
and the left line seemed to move a little bit. But that doesn't mean anything. There's two of the lines I can't really even see because they're not high vis.
Oh, but I heard the clicks.
Take care, Fat Cat. Glad to see you here. Yeah, Billy, I've seen people use the buoy balls. The problem is they take up so dang much space. And they're not cheap. And I am. Alright, not sure what I'm doing wrong here, folks. I'm in a 1 ounce weight on a sinker slide. And they keep taking my salted shrimp off. Without telling me that they're taking my salted shrimp off.
So rude. They apparently appreciate the buffet you've set out for them, though.
Ooh, and this was the one I put this is the one I put the night crawler and the salted shrimp on. And they got both. This one doesn't feel like it has much resistance on it. They got this one too. And they did. So the good news is they like the salted shrimp. Bad news is it's probably just little sunfish chewing on it. So I took those two off the clicker, and they're both pipelining now. So left to right, rods 1 and 2, got salted shrimp on them, and they're tight lined. 3 and 4 with the green sunfish on them, and they are on hookers. You just put it back on the roof. Well, that's nice if you have a roof. My boat is a freshwater boat, deep V, single console. So I don't have a roof. I mean, I guess technically I could tie into the cleat, but I'm inside the boat when I'm moving, and then just drop them over the side when I'm not. I want to go back out on the Mississippi, but the Mississippi is kind of a full day trip. With loading the boat up with everything that you need and all that kind of stuff, and going 30 or 45 minutes to get there. You don't want it to be a 2-hour trip. That's 7 people and 15 thumbs up. That's 7 more people than I deserve. Well, 6 more, because one of them is actually me. I'm glad everybody decided to come in and say hi. Appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, regarding Mid-South After Dark, the problem with Mid-South After Dark is my whole channel would have to move to that format. Because, you can't say, well, some of these are family friendly and some aren't, right? I mean, nothing repugnant is said on late night stuff, but, you've got everybody's a little looser and everything. Chuck, watch it. Hey, cat, go cook some apples. Chuck, I do go to bed. The problem is I don't go to bed till 10 or 11 Central, and then it takes me anywhere between 5 minutes and 7 hours to get to sleep after that. My brain just likes to have stuff rolling around in it. But yeah, like Wendy from Southern Sun and Grown, I used to watch her at night. She doesn't do any videos anymore, but she'd come on at 10. I'm like, crap, I'm just starting to get ready to go to bed, and here you are coming on. If I were not dating such an amazing and wonderful woman, I'd probably get live more. But it means I'd be spending less time with her. So, but I wouldn't have her. That would be why. It all makes sense in my head. But girlfriend takes precedence because, well, And if you don't know, then you don't know. Because if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you don't know. Well, now, Chuck, we got home a little after midnight last night from dancing. And it was definitely after 1 before we went to sleep. Got home and watched a TV show. And I rubbed her back. And then I went to sleep.
Told me a bedtime story.
Something like that. What?
Told me a bedtime story.
Yes, I told her a bedtime story. She decided that we should get a brick house, which I've already decided she is a brick house. So she's a brick house. You were ghost chasing with Cindy? That sounds both interesting and scary. See, I don't believe in ghosts. But I do believe in the supernatural, if that makes any sense at all. I mean, if you tell me a place is haunted, I'm not going to believe you. I sleep in it. I don't care. How much creaking and moaning there is. It's usually just my bones anyway. She went fishing, nothing was biting, so they went ghost hunting. I mean, well, Ashley and I can go ghost hunting if you'd like. There's that culvert over there where the water comes in. Do you want to go check in there and see what you can find, baby?
Nope.
Nope.
It might be look sonid from here.
It is amazing the stupid stuff I did as a kid. There was a storm drain that was big enough for me and my brother to crawl into when we were little. And we would go down in the storm drain and wander around. A rowdy chat on Cindy? I don't believe that. I think you're making that up, sir. Chuck, we need to have a little more honesty and integrity here, okay? It's not the dead ones you got to worry about, it's the live ones. The only thing worse than the live ones are the X ones. I mean, I heard. Yeah, the live people haunt you way more than the dead ones do. I don't know how I went in vertical mode. I haven't gotten a single troll on here. No kid has popped in to tell me I have nice boobs or anything. I don't know what to do about this. You were tied up and thrown in a trunk, Chuck? Okay, I told you I try to keep this family friendly, so I don't need to hear about your sexcapades, okay? Some kid came into Shannon's live earlier, and the only thing he said was nice boobs. She was offended. I'm like, somebody told me I had nice boobs. Anyway. Women are touchy about that. And if no one else has heard of this, because I hadn't heard about it until yesterday and then actually showed me. There was a pole vaulter from where? France?
Yes. Oh, from the Olympics.
In the Olympics.
Who got disqualified?
He got disqualified because his pole touched the pole.
Yeah. The one he was supposed to be clearing without touching.
Yeah, the one he was supposed to clear without touching his...
It got touched.
Little Frenchie touched it. And I mean, you know, if I'm going to have a meme about me going on the internet, I would love for it to be about how big my pole is. I mean, I bet that guy is sitting there going, no, I'm not available tonight. I'm booking 6 months in advance now. Videos everywhere. I missed it. I miss all the fun stuff. He had a carry permit. Chuck, you are so wrong. The French don't allowed to have guns. So I don't like getting into politics, but I can tell you this. I hope Trump wins this next election, if for no other reason than to not hear how the election was stolen. Because if Trump wins, the Democrats should, in theory, shut up after the election, and then you don't have to hear all the nonsense anymore from either side. But if Harris wins, it's going to be 6 months of Trump claiming he won the election and it was stolen and fake ballots and illegal immigrants voting, and you know. I know, Chuck, they never shut up, but it's usually only the election year that you really get inundated with people posting absolute nonsense all over Facebook. That also amazes me, the people that post the thing that Meta is now a public company and you can tell them that they can't use your photos. No, you can't. I don't care if you heard it from a lawyer and saw it on some show that doesn't exist. And then people share that shit out like it's real. I'm like, come on. How gullible are people? But then, you know, with the news stories, they will post whatever, they'll repost what somebody else posted because it's against the candidate they don't like. They don't care whether it's true or not. Drives me nuts. Chuck, you're right. With the media, it never stops. But you know what? I was excited when Fox News launched with the promise of fair and
balanced.
Fair and balanced. Yes, they're going to be fair and balanced. And those MFers are off their rockers. I mean, with CNN, they like to bend the truth and spin the truth and whatever. But with Fox News, they just get, you know what? I got no basis to start this with, but we're going to just start this rumor. Chuck, don't tell me that the Senate race is stupid in Maryland. Maryland's not even a state. The Founding Fathers wanted 50 states, and before you think I'm this stupid, I realize that there were not 50 states when the Founding Fathers did all this. But anyway, Maryland was set up so that we could get to 50 faster. That's all it was. You know, if they would quit doing polls, and I wish there were a way to not get any results until you get all results. Because I feel like the people on the West Coast can see what the rest of the country is doing. So let's say that you're like me and you have a candidate that you would vote for if you had to vote, even though they both suck ass. But I don't vote because I'm not going to choose between bullshit and bullshit. That's just how it is. Until they come up with better candidates, I ain't got nothing to talk to them about. But you know, if I were leaning towards Tom and Bill was winning so far, I'm like, well, I got to do what I can to make sure Tom wins. Yeah, I might go out and vote even though I wasn't going to. I think it. And then the other people are like, well, you know, I want Bob to win, but hey, he's already winning, so I don't need to go. I hope that makes sense. Mini California. Chuck, move. What's wrong with you, boy? It's funny how California is such a disliked state by most other states. They're like, people move out of California and then where they moved to because they moved away from California because the cost of living was too high or the taxes were too high or the thises or the thatses or what. And then where they go to, they want to make it the same way California was. And you're like, but you left that. We like what we have. Keep your shit in California. I believe it was Anderson Cooper that I saw do this. I watched little bits of news on YouTube. I think it was Anderson Cooper. Anyway, it was definitely somebody from one of the liberal-leaning side media. And they had Kamala Harris on there, and he basically said, was talking about the illegal immigration, and she says, you know, in the past few months, we've done this, 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 and this. He's like, well, why didn't you do that 3 years prior? And I was really surprised to hear that, the tough question like that asked from media that's on that side. And of course, she had some kind of answer, but it didn't matter. It was just the fact that somebody had the guts to ask the question of why wait so long on any topic, right? Whatever your favorite topic is of things aren't going the way they're supposed to. Why did you just start doing something? I'm also curious what's happening with North Korea. Hey, Shannon, welcome in. Yeah, The problem is that, as far as I know, the VP can't do executive orders, so they need the president to do that. And still, the president's still just a figurehead, right? I mean, the only thing that changes with the president is which party is a puppet to. Although I'll argue that Trump is not a puppet to any party because the Republicans, the RNC didn't want him and got him because they had no other choice when everybody started liking it. I don't know. But, yeah, you like to think that they had a lot they could do. But I don't know how much you really could have done. The VPs are never, they show up to ribbon cuttings and stuff like that, but that's about it. I don't recall ever seeing an active vice president. I've seen more active first ladies than vice presidents. Yeah, Chuck. I don't, like I say, I don't even like to get into politics. This is all more conceptual than, I'm not telling anybody who to vote for. Give me other topics, people. I mean, I depend on you guys to help drive these things, right? What's an MVP? I'm sure you're not talking about Miller's butt plug, so. Although Miller's does make some fine ones, from what I've been told. I'll put my my affiliate link in the description of it all. Shannon, actually, I'm fishing with salted shrimp on 2 rods, and 2 of them have baby green sunfish. But I've had 3 or 4 pieces of the shrimp taken off my line. And they're on Carolina rigs, but for some reason, I never see a bite on them. But I'll reel them up, and the salted shrimp is gone, and that stuff stays on the hook real well. I think it's little sunfish just pecking at it, kind of like the problem with pinfish in saltwater. Oh, MVP fishing. Okay. I should have known that, Chuck. I'm not that stupid. I mean, I am stupid. Don't get me wrong. But it's a nice, quiet day out here. I've got Ashley with me. She went and did some running this afternoon because nobody was chasing her. But she's like, someday somebody might, and I need to be ready.
I'm about to go chase down some food.
That's fair. I know a cute guy would love to go out to dinner with you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I definitely have to go shower.
There you are, Shannon.
It's a pretty day today.
Yeah, I told Autumn yesterday I may go fishing today. Where someone to go. Just, you'd like to, let me know if you go. And so I sent her a text before it came out. I'm guessing they're not coming. He had a sleepover last night, so yeah. Honestly, and I'm sure you know this from what you've done on live streaming, Shannon, the gray is easier to see than the blue for some reason. The blue just kind of blends in. So blue names are actually, I almost missed Gig earlier because all the blue people look alike. I don't even remember when I went live. Just look at this and it probably tell me at the bottom how long I've been live. No, oh well. Well, Shannon, that means I got the phone number right. If it rang. The gentleman just came up. He's over to the left of me, close to that culvert, and he's running a little whopper plopper. Last time I was further down to my right. Some guy fishing over in this area picked up catfish on a jig or spinnerbait. And I'm out here trying to catch catfish, and these guys that don't want to catch them and get. That's my luck. I've never fished a whopper plopper. They seem very interesting to me. I think the price is what drives me away from them. I'm cheap. But no, we're playing with it like a jerkbait. You just let it do its own work. This is good live stream fishing? Chuck, really? You must have never watched anybody else live stream fishing. They do much better than I do. I'm just here for the beautiful thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of watch hours I'm going to get out of this so that I get monetized and get a nickel.
Oh, that's good. I want more soup tonight.
Well, I had a gun channel for a while and then just kind of abandoned it. And that was back before they required a certain number of subs or watch hours. And they owed me like, I don't know, 3 or 4 cents off of that one for the ads they ran. Chuck, you know, I can't think of who there's a crappie guy I've tried watching. Oh, Hoosier. Been watching Fishing Hoosier, and he's crappie fishing, and you know, active fishing as opposed to like passive fishing like this. And the camera is behind him, and is like, you know, he has no interaction with chat. I do like the interaction with chat. But even if I were doing that kind of fishing and couldn't pay attention to the stream, you know, you still have the people that are in chat that make, honestly, chat is what makes the show. I'll even mention names here. So we all know Travis and Cindy have a great show, right? It's fun, everything, everybody loves it. But if there were no chat, the stream would not be nearly as exciting. And a good chat makes the stream. It gets down to, it doesn't really matter if any fish are caught, you know. It's almost like building a campfire and just sitting around the campfire with its rods. Well, so far my whopper plopper guy hasn't caught anything, and that, you know, I hate to revel in someone else's disappointment, but I don't feel as bad that I'm not catching it because he looks way smarter than me. Hey, Mark Anton. Yeah, I finally got it all figured out. Helicopter Russ isn't named Russ at all. Helicopters are us. And it's Mark. I'm not slow, Mark. I'm just dumb. The difference. Slow people have an excuse. I don't. I can't wait to get out and, well, I guess obviously I can wait to have done it already, but get out and do some panfish fishing, some active panfish fishing, you know, the cast and free stuff. I got some chatterbaits, little chatterbaits. Dick's had them on, like, you know, buy 3 get 3 free, which is in play. I'm going to pay that kind of money for chatterbaits. So I got a bunch of those I'm going to try out because that can get me you know, it can get me bluegill, it can get me crappie, and it can also get me largemouth bass or anything else. Oh, there it is.
That little doodad's noisy.
Just not saying that I'm dumb or slow doesn't make it not true, right? Yeah, it's a nice little park. I like the park. Sometimes I actually will run here, and then I can see her as she goes by and
There's a Strava
tell her how
segment
pretty
on
she
that
is and
side.
stuff. Oh, something weird's going on with the left rod. Seems to be more slack in it than there was. Not a huge amount. We'll see. Or maybe it's just the wind picking it up some and dropping it back down. I don't know. I'm going to check my baits and see how they're doing. In theory, this one has been tight-lined the entire time, and if there were a bite, we would have seen it. And the hook is empty again. Yeah, it's got to be bluegill pecking it off. But they're doing a fine job of it.
All right, well, they're getting snacks and I'm not.
Would you like a salted shrimp?
No, I'm going to pass on the salted shrimp.
Okay.
But I think I am going to go home and shower and start thinking about my next meal. I'm just not ready to go deal with this traffic.
Well, if you want to go out to dinner later, we can do that.
Okie dokie. Yeah, let me know when you're done fishing and all.
Okay.
Oh. Very nice.
This one's feeling light too. Well, it's all jumbled up at the. All my equipment got jumbled up together. The shrimp's still there. There. Need that one tight lined as well. Just take the flickers out of the equation. Because clearly that's right. Another one. Hardware got all jumbled up together. The hook caught the sinker somehow. Line's tight. Now you have to work extra hard and watch the rods. Let me know if anything moves.
don't know how to mute
Oh.
it or whatever.
Thank you, beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about the noise. I'm putting my microphone up. All right. What you feeling like for dinner?
The Mexican place over here's got the anniversary special going on.
Oh, your normal place? Yeah, they had a live music this afternoon earlier.
2-for-1 house margaritas.
Oh, that's that 2-for-1 house margaritas. Yep, I know where we're going.
So, I think the live music's starting.
Yeah. Like 11 to 2 or something.
The other Mexican place has better soup.
Yeah.
So probably one of those two.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it. Oh, I guess I need to take my chair with me.
If you want to, or I'll throw it back in my car later.
I might just sit it next to her.
Okay.
So it's at least over there.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely taking her out to dinner. She's my hottie.
That's why I had to get rid of my focus.
You okay? No, you're not. What's wrong?
My legs.
Oh. That's so much better than I'm about to hurl on you. Ah, yes. And that's, ooh, I get your phone and your keys. Now all I need is the key to your heart. See, you're such a good person. You put your chair back in the bag. I keep the bags for mine.
This is the bag that goes with this chair, but
It fits in there, and that's the important part.
yeah, and they
And it seems to match, so, you know. And the color's right and all that.
I think these are close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's close enough for government work. There's your key and your phone.
I'm right by your car.
Okay. Bye, beautiful.
Have fun. Let me know when you're done.
Okay. Oh, she's so cute. Who is Dan and why are we picking fights with Dan? Well, thank you, Mark. We are a cute couple, but she's the cute part. I'm just dead weight. But she went out running this afternoon and she came over here on her way home to come sit with me and watch me fish, which was just awesome. Oh, I'm doing good, Mark. Yeah, Shannon went live earlier and I got to watch part of it. I hate that when for some reason, when she goes live, I don't find out about it till way too late. It's like I put my phone down, don't look at it for a couple hours, like Shannon went live, and then, no, she's gone. Dadgummit. A meat shield. Dano, as in animals or somebody else? A meat shield. Like a C block? Yeah, that's I was, I mean that could be anything from a cup to a C blocker. I don't know. I mean, I call people odd names, so I don't know. Well, now the good thing, Mark, is Cindy's going live later. Her and Travis are doing their dinner thing now. She usually goes live, what, 5 or 6 Central? I never can remember much of anything. The rod tips are all jiggling. Well, some of them are jiggling just a little bit. I think that's the wind. Yeah, the line's not doing anything. Oh, well. Besides, it's kind of fish I want. It'll take the rod down. It won't just play flimsy ends on it. No offense, Mike. Your stream's awesome, but I can't wait for Cindy to go. Uh huh. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. I don't blame you. Transporter TCW. I am at Appling Lake in Bartlett, Tennessee. It's a city park lake. And in theory, I'm fishing for catfish. I've got 2 rods out with salted shrimp and 2 with baby sunfish on them. And the sunfish haven't been hit, but the shrimp keeps disappearing. And the salted shrimp's pretty tough, so I think I got bluegill down there just pecking at it. But I mean, not even enough to make the line jiggle. So, while we're talking about other channels, real quick. So, I mean, there's 6 people here. Everybody pretty much knows everybody. But if you're available during weekdays in the mornings, NJ Fishing Maniac goes live a lot during the days. Anthony J. All Day goes live during the day sometimes. He does whenever he feels like it. Well, I'm glad you're here, Mark. It's been a pretty uneventful day. No bites and no trolls. Not even one. I mean, how bad do you have to be at YouTubing not to get a troll? I mean, NJ, man, he gets trolls left, right, and sideways. But he goes live very consistently, so I'm pretty, and he has a lot of subscribers, so I'm pretty sure, he gets suggested out a lot more than I do. But it was funny. So I'm using a second phone to read chat, and on these verticals, if you swipe too hard right or up, it'll go to the next stream. And interestingly enough, it went to Shannon's when she was still live. Thanks, Transporter. Seems pretty slow today. I need to start going somewhere else, but convenience. The harder you work at fishing, the better your results are, and I do not work hard at fishing. I used to, but boy, that wasn't nearly as much fun. But that is the good thing about verticals, though, is if you want to find other people to watch, you can flick up, and it's usually another fishing channel. Usually, sometimes I get really weird crap. And of course, Skipjack Cindy will be live later on tonight. I think Fun Fishing Adventures or Bank Fishing Adventures, one or both of them, should already be live because it's after 4 Central. I feel like one of these rods is going to get hit. Of course, I also feel like it shouldn't be as hard to find a wonderful girlfriend as it is. So it should just be falling out of trees, but they're not. Hey, Duke, good to see you, man. Welcome in, welcome in. The official fish count, if you want to count the 2 sunfish that I put back out as bait, is 2. If you want to go for fish I'm actually targeting, 0. Third rod's going to go. That's the one that kind of has me thinking too, but I think it's really not my forte. I'll tell you who I'm jealous of where they can fish, and that's Troy from Adventures America. There we go. Took me a minute. Because down in Corpus Christi, they can drive their trucks down onto the beach and just fish out of the back of their truck. I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool, right? You throw your rods in the back of the truck, get one of those little hitch-mounted rod holders, go out there, drop the tailgate, cast out some rods, and just sit there and hope for the best. There's something about being able to just back right up to a fishing spot. Yeah, see, you can't be fishing in like in Florida, at least not in the Pensacola area. You can't drive on the beaches, which is a good thing for the most part, right? But it would be nice if at the public access entrances, well, technically the vast majority of coastal land in Florida, to my knowledge, is privately owned. So it's only to the high water mark that's public area. You've got some public access that you can get from the street or a parking lot to the beach, but you're only supposed to use the last, I don't know, 8 to 10 feet of the beach as it reaches the water, in theory. Who won? And what did I miss? Somebody winning. Oh. I see. I had to scroll back up. I'm not very smart. Fishing is about time out of escape from life's worries. Sometimes you catch a lot. Sometimes, that is absolutely truth. So tell you some dumb stories about me. So back, my wife found out she was pregnant in late 2001, early 2002 with our oldest. And neighbors like, well, man, if you ever want to get a boat, now's the time before you have kids. So I did. Got a boat. Then, upgraded the boat and upgraded the boat and that kind of stuff. And I decided I was going to try to be a professional bass fisherman. I mean, how hard can it be, right? Yeah, laugh at that. It's okay. And I worked hard at fishing, at being a good bass angler. And I never rose to anything. And that's fine. It's okay to say that I'm not good at things. But when fishing became my job as opposed to a hobby, even though I was never sponsored or anything to be able to, have that as my main job. Don't get me wrong. But as you're trying to build up to that, like I didn't enjoy fishing as much anymore. I'd go every day after work. I'd get out there and I would beat the bank as hard as I could and bridge pilings and everything under the sun. And I had fun. Don't get me wrong, but when it becomes something you have to do on a certain schedule, it sucks the fun out of it. Catching fish will always be fun. But, when you're out there in 2-foot swells trying to ride a trolling motor in a lake on a bass boat, it's not that much fun. Not fun at all. I also like to play Texas Hold'em poker, or any poker for that matter. And the casinos down here had a glut of rooms, and I could get a comped room, comped meals. And when I went through my divorce, I kind of moved into the hotel at the casino. Like I said, free room and board, what can you ask for? But they expect you to play several hours a day. And there are sometimes when it's just not fun to play poker. During the day on a weekday, not a fun time to play poker. It's the old nits. And again, it became like a job, and it was like, crap, I got to go do this. You never want your hobby to be crap, I got to go do this, right? Gigability, I've heard that before. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. And that's not true. It's flat out not true. I'm tell you, every one of you, it's not true. But it can make it a whole lot easier. I stayed out of computers. My high school teachers encouraged me to, this is what you need to do. You're good with computers. And I was like, but people hate their jobs, and I don't want to hate computers. So I tried doing everything else under the sun but computers, and I kept force jumping my way back into computer jobs because it was my hobby. I was good at it, and I turned it into a career. And I love the work that I do, but I'd still rather be fishing. Oh, gig, let me see. Okay, make sure you didn't think I made it sound like you didn't work. That's the problem, right? What you do, I assume shrimping is your main thing. Shrimping ain't easy. I mean, if you watched on TV and you watch like a documentary on where shrimp come from, is a lot different than being on a shrimp boat and working the way a shrimper does, because it's expensive equipment. You got to know where to go. You've got to, when you're commercial fishing, the more effort you put in, the more fish or creatures you catch, the more money you make. So there's no point me doing lazy fishing on a shrimp boat or any commercial boat would be, I would be I would be pushed overboard very quickly. No, you don't get to sleep because you feel like it. Yes, I know that it's raining out there and it's cold and it's bitter and waves are coming over the edge. It's tough crap. You're still out there working. Mark, you're right. It is dedication, and dedication is a thing. I mean, the more dedicated you are to something, the more joy you tend to derive from it. Um, but that dedication can also be the grindstone around your neck because you're like, I don't know. I go out dancing, right? Usually every Friday and Saturday night we're somewhere dancing. And between sets, I'll sit down. I mean, I sit down some during the set, but so I'm inactive for about 20 or 30 minutes. When I try to stand up, everything I own hurts. My ankles, my feet, my legs, my calves, my thighs, my back, you name it. When I first stand up, I look like an old, crotchety old man. By the time to get to the dance floor, the joints have lubricated up a little bit, but it's just, even that's hard on my body. I can't imagine working on a boat where, the floor keeps moving on you. I can bloody see you now. Thanks for going outside today. Well, every now and then a troll needs to come out from under the bridge. It's kind of funny. Most days after work, I'm like, about 1 o'clock, I'll be sitting there, I could go fishing right after work today. And then 5 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, nah, this recliner is holding me up just fine. So, Mark, left feet is it's we'll go down memory lane for a minute. Okay. So my previous long-term girlfriend, um, we would go out and watch bands. There was one band that she really liked, and we'd go kind of follow them around. And, we saw other bands too and stuff. And she liked to dance, but I would only slow dance. That's all, because basically then you're just hugging and waddling, right? Um, and other stuff, like go ahead and dance, no problem. I'm not gonna get angry or anything if you go dance. No reason to sit here with me at the table because I just enjoyed the music. So I was the guy that drank tea and held up the table for $3 a night. Made order food and stuff too, but whatever. Well, once we split up, kind of my plan on the weekend, was usually to go somewhere. So there was a local bar that neither one of us went to because it was a smoking bar back beforehand, and we'd both been there before. And we're like, I don't like the place. Well, where else to make sure you don't run into her, right? You go to the place neither one of you like. And they'd gone non-smoking because of COVID, and they kept it non-smoking, and the prices are reasonable, all that good stuff, and the bands are good, right? We started going there, and sitting off in the corner. Wash your hair. And one night, these two guys, well, one guy was about ready to knock the snot out of somebody else. And The bouncer was not at the door where he normally is. He was in the back doing something. So there was nobody to get in the middle. So I just got up there and I got between them because I'm a big guy and I like peace. Um, just kind of like got on the aggressor and like, come on, back up, cool down, simmer down. And the bouncer showed up and everything was cool. Um, but I always sat and I talked to no one. The only people that knew I existed worked there because I sat at my table and I drank my tea and I didn't interfere, didn't engage with anybody. Well, after that, I had a couple of regulars there that came out and like, and that was really cool. You stepping in and all that. Yeah, I guess first time I've seen you, like, shit. I've been the last 3 months. I've been at that table right there. But these are both outgoing people that came up to me and introduced me to other people, and I started fitting in at a place that I was always never wanted to fit into. Um, and it was nice. And there was a lady there that I was interested in, and I always wanted to get her out to dance. And she usually wouldn't go. Well, what I thought was a slow song came on, so I asked her to dance with me. And it was also a band I really liked. So we're out there dancing, and it all happened so fast. I don't know if that's the way the song goes, or if they switch songs, or if it's one of those mashups or whatever. But it became a fast song, and I tried to speed up my dancing, and I looked like an idiot. And I felt like a little child who just grabbed his toys and ran away. So I'm like, I'm out here with this beautiful woman that I want to dance with, and I got her out here, and now I'm an idiot. And that night was the night I said that's never going to happen again. Now, please understand, I have my own dance that is nothing worth talking about. It's kind of funny to watch. But I got to the point where instead of being in my shell and worried about what other people think, I realized, F them all, get out there and do your thing. And I've gotten better at dancing. I promise you I've gotten better. But I always, I'm one of those people that I'd sit in the back and I'd kind of, make jokes about bad dancers and that kind of stuff. Because, when you got 80-year-old ladies out there twerking, it's kind of funny. And I was always worried about people watching me. I don't care. I do not care. And it's amazing how many times people have come up to me. And my favorite insult is, or my favorite backhanded compliment, I love your energy. I'm like, not you dance good. It's fun to watch you. I love your energy. May look like a chicken with your head cut off, but you're trying, right? Yeah. And with Ashley, y'all all know I'm a horrible flirt. She knows I'm a horrible flirt. She also knows I'm trustable. But I was going somewhere with this. I don't remember where it was. Oh, anyway, Ashley and I have a really awesome connection. And we have people. It's funny. We will go out on the dance floor, and the dance floor. We may be the only two people out there. Somebody will inevitably come up and dance close to us. Often too close. If you know what I mean. I'm like, I don't know where my next move is. It's not like country line dancing where everybody's doing the same thing. And like, I'm afraid I'm going to run over this person that decided to come dance near us. And it's usually a woman, so it's not like, some guy trying to move in. And I have people tell us regularly, I love watching the two of you together because we look so happy and we are happy. You can't fake happiness. But it's my exercise for a guy who doesn't exercise at all. I did think that as much as I get out there every weekend that by now things wouldn't be hurting as much, but yeah, they still do. Oh well. Sandy, you can come back from whatever it is you were doing to not have to listen to me. Hey, Mike Sampson, good to see you. Sandy, honey boo boo, did you really just say I've managed to get be half naked over a tub in my live stream? Thank God this ain't Cindy After Dark, honey. Wash my hair, got redressed, I'm still selling stuff. Well, you know what? If you people would talk more, I wouldn't have to talk as much. You know what I mean? Mark, I feel your pain, brother. After high school, I grew like 6 inches between high school and college in that 3 month span. So I went from being 5'6" or 5'7" to 6'2" in a summer. And I left high school as the kid that got picked on and got into college as one of the bigger guys. And for some reason, bigger guys, when somebody feels like they want to make a name for themselves, they go after the bigger guys. Doesn't matter. I mean, you don't have to be built, well. I mean, I'm a fat big guy. And yeah, people like to start shit. But it takes two people for there to be shit, right? And my ex-wife complained while we were getting divorced. She was talking to me about something and reading me the riot act. I just turned around and started walking off. She says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not going to fight." She says, "That's your problem. You never want to fight." I'm like, no, I don't. I'm very pacifist, believe it or not. But I also know I'm a big guy, and the way I look at it is, if you two want to fight, you're going to have to be able to reach around me to do it, and you can't. So just settle the hell down. Oh, I'm not offended. It was the part about you being half naked, bent over a tub. Yeah, it is. I enjoy myself, and that's if there's anything I could go back and tell 18-year-old me, it was one, learn to dance, because I'll get out there and there'll be 30 women on the dance floor and one or two dudes. Now, doesn't mean they're all single and looking to hook up at all, but women like to dance. And if you're a man and you go out there and dance by yourself, usually a woman will come up at some point and, "Hey, I'll dance with you." Just don't be the creepy guy that walks up to one girl and starts dancing near her and she dances away from you, and then go to the next one, because that's just, don't be the weird guy. Well, have a good time at work whenever you have to go, Sandy. Yeah, isn't it fun when you get taught, I mean, at 6'8", I'm sure, but, "Hey, you play basketball?" Does not mean I have any athletic ability at all. Just because I can come closer to reaching the net does not mean I can hit it. Sandy, there are some people that come in and do like swing dancing, and it's fun to watch, but man, they take up a lot of room. The other thing is, I'm like, how do y'all not like just run over each other? How do y'all, anyway? If I were more nimble on my feet, I would try ballroom dancing. But ballroom dancing is really nobody does it anymore, or at least people that make the money I do don't do it anymore. or a different tax bracket, maybe. And they will, Scotty. One of my sticks is if I just go out there and pick up a chair and start slow dancing with it, just having fun. And I've had people come up and go, I'd make a better partner. Cool. So, it is a good way to meet people. It really is. It doesn't mean that, if a girl dances with you that she wants to bury your children or anything. But and I go to friends of mine at, as I started getting to know people. And if I'd see their wife out there dancing and they don't dance, I go, hey, do you mind if I dance with your wife? And I never had anybody say no. I've had some odd remarks like, I don't care. I know who she's going home with tonight. Bro, I just asked if I could dance with her. I didn't, there was, and the fact that I'm asking you tells you I know that she's not available. Anyway. Sandy, you would be amazed how much the dance partner matters. Because I was there one night and I asked this lady to dance, and we danced, and I don't know how to lead. I didn't know how to lead, but apparently I was, and she was in lockstep with me. If I shimmied, she shimmied. If I shook, she shook. It was amazing. And I was like, you dance so, I don't know how we dance so well together. She's like, I'm following your lead. Like, oh. So yeah, anyway. The women don't like you chasing anymore. Do you have one of your own? Because yeah, they kind of put a damper on you chasing. And that's one of the reasons I flirt like I do. It gives me the ability to get that energy out in a way that's not going to get me in trouble. You walk in a bar and you start flirting with some chick, she's liable to take you seriously and liable to, make you choose whether or not you want to be faithful to the person you're supposed to be being faithful to. Now, Scotty, I caution against them chasing you. Let's talk about dance floor. My brother would only date women that chased him, and he ended up with some really bad ones. Because it's like, I don't know. We say we want a woman who's assertive, but it's kind of like, why would I go out with any woman that would have me as her boyfriend? I don't know. Oh, I am doing everything wrong. I always am. I got married the first time when I was 23, and I didn't date much before that. Second marriage was when I was 29, and it lasted till my mid 40s. And dating has changed a lot. I grew up very conservative, Christian values town, the whole 9 yards. So you were either a virgin or a slut. There was no in between, right? And now dating is like, well, you ain't bad looking. Let me try waking up next to you. I'm like, I don't even know your last name yet. Oh. Yes, a good partner makes you look so much better. And Ashley and I have found our groove together. Somebody's even talking last night, like, you dance your dance, she dances her dance, but y'all seem to mesh well. And I took that as a great compliment. Ashley is a very odd girlfriend for me, odd candidate. Um, I met her at the bar. She was sitting at the bar, and I went to pay my check. I don't know what I was. Maybe I was getting changed to tip the band. I don't know. And there was nobody around her, so I just kind of walked up and was doing my business, waiting for the bartender. And like, hey, how you doing? And everything was purely casual. And then it was like we started dancing and talking and sitting together, and that's weird for me because I always said I would never pick up anybody in a bar. I wouldn't want anybody to pick up in a bar. How's that? And she was there's several women that I had approached with the expectation they were going to say no. And as soon as you expect them to say no, well, as soon as you don't care if they say no, right? I lived in fear of the word no so long, but then I realized the word has no value. You know, I mean, as simple as, "Hey, Sandy, you're cute. Would you like to go out?" No. Okay, fine. Hey, Cindy, you're cute. You just, I don't want to say there's a million fish in the pond, but there really are. And, you know, no is not a bad thing. You know, no, I've got a boyfriend. No, I'm not interested. No, you're fat, ugly, and stupid. No, I would never date you. Fine. Okay. Have a nice night. Doesn't have to be confrontational. I always felt like if somebody said no, it was an insult, or I don't know. It made my self confidence ugly. So there are several times that I've gone up to a woman that I expect the expectation was there's no way in hell. And there's times I've been shopping for a no and didn't get it. And once you are not scared of being rejected, it's so easy to talk to people, I should say. Oh, I do feel safe. Yeah, we've spent a lot of time together, and we've learned how to show their moves. Yeah. Okay. So, Mark, here's how I look at it. And it was interesting because I actually had a discussion at HR because there was a woman there I was interested in asking out, and I was like, "How do I approach this?" Or is it best if I just never say a word? Well, she's like, the lady from HR, she's like, "You can ask anybody at once. It's when it's repeated and annoying and stuff that it becomes harassment. I mean, it is not harassment to, you know, there's somebody sitting at the bar and you walk up next and you go, "Hey, is this seat taken?" That's not harassment. Hey, how you doing? But watch her. If she seems to slide away just a little bit, or she's not looking at you and just kind of keeps turning the other direction, it's a no. Just go. You good. You never had to even ask her anything, but you already know the answer. So you just go. That was nice chatting with you. I hope you have a good evening and go your merry way. But don't be the guy that starts at one end of the bar and goes, "Hey, you're cute. Want to go out?" No. "Hey, you're cute. Want to go out?" No. "Hey, you," because by the time you get to the third one, they're going, "Bro, if I had a dog in here, you'd be hitting on it." Like there's no specialness here. You're just looking for anything. You're just looking for any horse to ride. And confidence is key. And confidence comes from I don't care if you say no. It's not that I won't respect that you say no. It's that I don't. I am not. I don't feel rejected. It can be as simple as, hey, have you heard this band before? Hey, do you recognize that song? I don't think I've heard that before. Do you know who sings it? Just any kind of question. Just strike up a conversation. And despite how I may seem on Cindy After Dark, I do not walk up and go, hey, nice tits, want to go out? That's not going to work. And any woman that would work on, I wouldn't want. Because God knows what she got, what else she's going to give me. Hey, it's Lila. Sandy, a lot of women are jaded, and that's what makes dating. Like I say, meeting people is not hard, but dating is. I mean to tell you, you probably call me a stalker for this. I don't care. But if I'm interested in somebody, I'll try to find their Facebook page. And there are many times, especially on online dating, where I figured out who the person was, looked at their Facebook page, and was like, oh, hell no. It's amazing what a Facebook page will tell you about people. It tells you what they think and how they feel. And, you know, and some people post some really weird shit. Oh, I see you, Lala. I see you. But Chuck says I can't speak to you because he beat me up. Oh, well, I mean, if they don't have a Facebook page or I can't figure out their last name, then you just work on it organically. But it's kind of like a shortcut to, oh, no, no, no. I've learned enough about this person. I don't want to know anymore. Yeah, Mark, it really, it is, like I say, I used to take rejection so poorly. I mean, just internally, right? Not like I am with Sandy, where she says no and I keep going. I mean, just, you know, it felt like a kick in the gut. Messed with me mentally, messed with me emotionally. Just it messed with me. So the easy way to avoid hearing no is to not ask. Well, Scotty, that's good advice, but you've seen what happened today. I threw the bait in the right place and still didn't get bit. No, no does not mean yes. I'll give you insight into me that nobody here is going to believe. Back when I was just a tea drinker, if somebody had too much to drink, I would drive them home. And my MO was really simple. We get in my car, the dash cam is on. Back when I tried driving Uber for a little while, it's inside and outside. I pull up to their house. Well, we're here. Have a good night. I'll make sure you get in safely. And I stay in the car. I don't get out. I got video of every bit of it. So there is no question when she wakes up the next morning and her car's not in the driveway of exactly what in the hell happened. Lila, you're going off the fact that you've told me no so many times that it is now a word in the alphabet or a word in the dictionary. But this is all fun and games. This is all a break to me. Um, you know, my flirting here is completely harmless unless Maine ever opens its borders back up, and then I've got really bad decisions I have to worry about making. If she's gone in the morning, you dodged a bullet. No, I don't even enter their house. You know, that's I I have a friend from up there that I met up there, and she's a lot. Just leave it at that. She got really hammered one night, depressed, crying, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, I am taking you home. And fortunately, she's got a male friend that she's known since they were kids, and she was on the phone with him. And well, actually, I called him before we left from her phone, and we got to her door. She couldn't even remember her own code. Fortunately, he knew it. We got her in. I literally took her upstairs to her bedroom, laid her in bed, and took her boots off and put her weighted blanket on her. All while this guy was still on the phone. And I said, Jason, I'm leaving now. Y'all have a good night. I said, I want to make sure that when she wakes up in the morning, she does not have to want that she's got a witness that, nothing happened. You gonna go holla for dollar? Well, Sandy, have a good time at work, darling. Hope you have a good time. Imagine you and Lila opening a sports bar. Ideas, topless. Well, Scotty has good advice. You've seen what happened. Sorry. I keep reopening my own stream. It plays. You know what? Here, Mike. That's what you can do. Let's turn the volume down, and then there's never a question. Easy. See, I would love to own a bar that had live music. I mean, I know you and Lila aren't opening a sports bar, so I don't even know why I'm going down this road. Bars are a dime a dozen, right? You got to make yourself stand out somehow. Whether it's the quality of food, the pricing, what makes you different than the 12 other bars down the way. One thing I haven't seen in a long time is ladies' night, where ladies drink half price or free or whatever just to get the guys in the door. That used to be a thing, but it isn't anymore. I guess they lost their shirts or not. Ooh, it involves spoons and lumberjacks? Y'all have gotten way farther down this plan than I have. Did you notice that Lila didn't say that man's closed? It was just Chuck. Chuck, look at this. You consider this competition? I mean, seriously? Seriously? I mean, we all know Lila's too good for me, including me. But, Ashley's too good for me. Somehow that shit worked out. But anyway, I already have one girlfriend, and that's plenty. We did go ring shopping Friday. So I know what she likes. Now I just have to go through a bunch of stones and figure out what's going to give the best bang for the buck kind of stuff. Like I say, I already got one girlfriend too many. Not too many. She's the perfect number of girlfriends. And Lila, God bless her heart, she can do way the hell better than me. I mean, I've seen her previous choice in men, so I'm kind of offended that she wouldn't take me, but she sells herself way short. I'm packing things up, folks, in case that didn't become obvious. I guess I got a pretty girl to take dinner tonight. But Chuck, Lila needs a man that deserves her. that will cherish the ground she walks on, will treat her like a lady, and be a part of her family. At least that's my take on it. I'm known to be wrong on all kinds of stuff, but that's how she hits me. There are fun time girls, and then there are relationship girls, and she is a relationship girl as far as everything I know. And I avoid the good time girls anyway because I'm always the guy looking for a relationship. But Ashley was not expected to turn into a relationship. I still don't know how Forrest Gumped my way into that. I guess it's because I was genuine. I started talking to her with no expectations and just saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And she responded back with not saying, "You're repulsive and there's no way in hell." And then we worked up from there. Now, if that isn't worthy of my own romantic talk show, I don't know what is. It could be like the new Dr. Ruth without being old and scary looking. Okay, I am old and scary looking. We're not going to go there. Well, folks, it's time to pack this shindig up. Probably should look at the last few comments before I just cut everybody out of my life like a bad habit. Let's see, Maine closed. Hey, Chuck, you keep saying that. Hey, Tara. See what I don't see? I don't see Maine saying that it's closed. See, she says she does love me. Ooh, everybody does. What does she like? Who, you? I don't know what you like. I know what you deserve. Anyway, you are my favorite bad habit. Had someone date me for 5 months when I was in my teens and said it was an April Fool's joke. That's pretty good. Well, I'm not trying to school anybody, Mark. Just relaying my own experience that has done well for me. Ooh, Maine is open. Well, I'm off to Maine then. I'm kidding, obviously. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. We caught the expected number of fish today, as you know, if you've ever watched me before, sure on fault. But thank you for watching. Still have 7 lovely people in here, 25 thumbs up, which is like 25 more than I deserve. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you being with me, and I'll see you next time. Let's see. There it is. I knew I could do this.